The night sky over Donbass was supposed to belong to Russia, but something invisible was watching. Silent, precise, relentless. Then a single flash tore through the darkness, and for the first time in months, Russian troops ran backward. No fighter jets, no tanks, just machines the size of a suitcase, rewriting the rules of modern war. This is how Ukraine's drones pushed the Russian army back. When Russia invaded in 2022, it unleashed a storm of artillery, tanks, and missiles. The world expected Ukraine to fall within weeks. But what no one predicted was that the future of warfare would take flight from garages, barns, and secret workshops across Ukraine. These weren't just drones. They were symbols of defiance, built by volunteers, engineers, even students. Plastic, wire, code, and courage. As the front lines froze, Ukraine's eyes took to the skies. But the question was, could these cheap, buzzing machines truly stand against Russia's massive army? The first drone strikes were chaotic. Some failed mid-air, some never returned. But every success was a message. By early 2023, Ukrainian drone units were hitting supply convoys, radar stations, and command posts miles behind Russian lines. Each strike recorded, each target destroyed. In a war once dominated by artillery, drones became the new artillery. And suddenly, Russian tanks, the pride of Moscow, started burning. But what happened next shocked everyone. Russia adapted fast. Electronic warfare systems began jamming Ukrainian signals. Anti-drone guns filled the trenches. For a moment, the skies went silent again. But Ukraine refused to give up. Inside a secret base near Kyiv, engineers worked day and night redesigning their drones, turning consumer toys into deadly hunters. FPV drones, first-person view. Pilots wearing VR goggles guiding explosives straight into Russian bunkers. It wasn't just warfare anymore. It was precision. It was personal. Ukrainian soldiers began naming their drones. Bavovna, they called them, cotton, because wherever they hit, there would be a cloud, like cotton. And then the counteroffensive began. In early 2024, drone strikes multiplied. Thousands launched every month. Cheap, fast, unstoppable. Russian fuel depots erupted in flames. Bridges collapsed. Armored columns turned to twisted steel. For the first time, Russian troops began retreating from entire sectors, not because of tanks, but because of drones. The cost? A few $100s per strike. The impact? Entire battalions broken. But behind every explosion was something deeper. A new kind of warfare where software and courage mattered more than firepower. And yet, the human toll kept rising. In makeshift control rooms, drone pilots watched the war unfold through a camera lens. Every explosion they caused was seen in real time. And when the dust cleared, they saw what was left behind. War had never been so close or so distant. Some couldn't sleep. Some kept flying. Because if they stopped, their friends on the ground would die. But this wasn't just about survival anymore. It was innovation, about rewriting how wars are fought. By late 2024, Ukraine had formed entire drone battalions, units with hundreds of pilots. AI-assisted systems allowed drones to fly in swarms. They didn't need orders. They just needed coordinates. From the Black Sea to Belgorod, drones turned every Russian outpost into a target. And deep inside Russia, explosions began happening, hundreds of kilometers from the front. Ukraine wasn't just defending anymore, it was hunting. Russia responded with its own drone armies, Shaheds, Lancets, Orlans. But quantity couldn't match quality. Ukraine's advantage was brains, and the battlefield was no longer land or air. It was the electromagnetic spectrum. Signals, frequencies, algorithms, invisible weapons deciding who lives and who burns. But even this was just the beginning. In early 2025, reports surfaced of autonomous Ukrainian drones, capable of identifying and attacking targets without human control. Machines that learned, machines that hunted in packs. War had entered the age of AI. And somewhere between ethics and survival, humanity blurred. No mercy, no fatigue, no hesitation. Just code deciding who dies next. For Russia, this was a nightmare. For Ukraine, survival meant evolution. And so the war that began with tanks and soldiers had transformed into a digital chess match fought by ghosts in the sky. Today, the front lines look nothing like they did in 2022. Russian forces, once unstoppable, now hide under camouflage nets, afraid to move in daylight. The hum of a drone above is enough to freeze entire divisions. Ukraine's drone operators, once volunteers, are now heroes, symbols of a small nation's ability to fight back, not with might, but with mind. This war has changed everything. From Pentagon war rooms to Beijing tech labs, everyone is watching. Because the next global conflict won't be won by who has the biggest army, but by who controls the smallest machine.